Roman Reigns breaks silence after Logan Paul betrays CM Punk and joins the Vision at Raw. Excuse me. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the man who's been dealing with his own family drama with Jey Uso, the man who's been focused on reclaiming his position as the undisputed head of the table, just broke his silence about Logan Paul's betrayal of CM Punk and joining the Vision, and his response is somehow more calculated, more manipulative, and more strategic than anything Paul Heyman could have planned. This is exactly why Roman Reigns is the most dangerous man in WWE. While everyone else is reacting emotionally to Logan's betrayal, while CM Punk is screaming about revenge, while the Vision is celebrating their new celebrity recruit, Roman is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And his statement about Logan joining the Vision reveals that Roman has been 5 steps ahead this entire time. I am fascinated. I am concerned. And I am absolutely convinced that Roman's response to this situation is going to change everything about the current WWE landscape. Drop in the comments right now, is Roman Reigns positioning himself as the hero who stops both Logan and the Vision, or is he playing an even deeper game that nobody sees coming? Because nothing Roman does is ever straightforward. WWE's social media accounts just posted a video of Roman Reigns addressing the Logan Paul situation, and every single word he said was loaded with implications, hidden meanings, and strategic positioning that we need to dissect. This wasn't just a promo, this was a declaration of how Roman views the current power structure of WWE and where he plans to insert himself into it. Question for the Roman Reigns experts: when has Roman ever given a straightforward statement without layers of manipulation underneath? This man operates in 4D. Let me break down exactly what Roman said, what he meant versus what he said, and what this means for CM Punk, the Vision, Logan Paul, and the entire WWE landscape moving forward. The video opened with Roman sitting in what appeared to be his private locker room, not a generic backstage area, but his space. That's immediately establishing dominance and control. The tribal chief doesn't stand in hallways like everyone else, he speaks from his throne. Roman was dressed in his usual bloodline attire, looking calm, composed, and calculating. There was no anger in his expression, no rage, no emotional reaction. That's when you know Roman is at his most dangerous, when he's calm. He started by addressing CM Punk directly. Punk, I watched what happened to you on Monday Night Raw. I watched Logan Paul, the man you trusted, the man you thought was your ally, stick a knife in your back and align himself with Paul Heyman's Vision. And I want you to know something. The pause here was deliberate. Roman was letting the tension build, letting everyone wonder where he was going with this. I'm not surprised. Not even a little bit. Because that's what happens when you trust people who aren't family. That's what happens when you think business partnerships are the same as blood. Logan Paul did to you what he was always going to do, he put himself first. Damn. Roman isn't offering sympathy, he's offering a lesson. He's positioning himself as the wise leader who understands loyalty while everyone else is learning the hard way. Let me ask, is Roman right that Punk should have known better, or is he being unfairly judgmental? Sound off below. But here's where Roman's statement got really interesting. He shifted from talking about Punk to addressing Logan Paul directly. Logan Paul, you think you made a smart move joining the Vision? You think aligning with Paul Heyman gives you power? Let me educate you on something. Little boy, Paul Heyman is a user. He's a manipulator who will build you up just to watch you fall. I know because I've been there. I've been the one Heyman attached himself to, and I know exactly how this story ends. This is brilliant psychology from Roman. He's not threatening Logan directly, he's predicting his downfall. He's planting seeds of doubt in Logan's mind about Heyman's intentions. That's manipulation at the highest level. Roman continued, you betrayed CM Punk because you thought it would make you powerful, but all you did was prove you're a coward who can't make it on his own. You need a faction to hide behind. You need Heyman to do your thinking. You need others to make you relevant. The contrast here is obvious. Roman is positioning himself as the self-made champion who doesn't need anyone, while Logan is portrayed as weak and dependent. Whether that's true or not doesn't matter, Roman is controlling the narrative. And then Roman addressed the Vision as a whole. The Vision thinks they control Monday Night Raw? The Vision thinks they're the most dominant force in WWE? Let me remind all of you of something: I am the tribal chief. I am the head of the table. And no faction, no matter how many members you have, no matter who you recruit, can stand against the bloodline. Question, is Roman overconfident in the bloodline's ability to defeat the Vision, or does he have a plan we haven't seen yet? Give me your strategic analysis. But here's the part that has everyone talking. Roman's final statement was directed at CM Punk again, but this time with an offer. CM Punk, you're angry. You want revenge. You want to make Logan Paul and the Vision pay for what they did to you. I understand that. But here's what you need to understand: you can't do this alone. You tried, and look what happened. You got betrayed. The arena this was filmed in, or wherever it was shown to the live crowd, would have been silent during this part. Everyone knew what was coming next. So here's what I'm offering you: an alliance. Not a friendship, not a partnership, but a strategic alliance between the bloodline and you. Together, we destroy the Vision. Together, we make Logan Paul regret the day he stepped into a WWE ring. Together, we remind Paul Heyman that manipulation only works until someone stronger comes along. What? Roman Reigns just offered CM Punk an alliance. The tribal chief and the best in the world working together. That's either the most brilliant strategic move of the year or the most dangerous partnership that's going to explode spectacularly. And Roman finished with this, but understand this, Punk, if you accept on my terms. The bloodline doesn't follow, we lead. So the question is, are you smart enough to accept help, or are you too proud to acknowledge you need it? Damn! Roman just made an offer while simultaneously insulting Punk and establishing dominance. That's the tribal chief's mentality. Even when offering alliance, he needs to be the alpha. Let me ask the critical question, should CM Punk accept Roman's offer, or would that compromise everything Punk stands for? This is a huge character decision. The wrestling world exploded after this video dropped. Social media immediately started debating whether this alliance makes sense, whether Punk would accept, whether Roman is being genuine or setting up his own betrayal. CM Punk hasn't responded yet, which is strategic in itself. Every hour that passes without Punk's answer builds more tension and anticipation. Is he considering it? Is he insulted? Is he planning his own move? Let's analyze what Roman's offer really means for everyone involved. For Roman Reigns, this is about reasserting dominance. By positioning himself as the solution to Punk's problems, Roman makes himself the most important person in this entire conflict. Even if Punk refuses, Roman looks strong for offering. For CM Punk, accepting means acknowledging he can't beat the Vision alone, which goes against everything Punk's character stands for, but refusing means continuing to fight alone against impossible odds. It's a no-win decision. For the Vision, Roman declaring war on them creates a new threat they weren't prepared for. They've been focused on Punk, but now they have to worry about the bloodline entering the conflict. For Logan Paul, Roman specifically targeting him must be terrifying. Logan thought he was safe in the Vision, but now he's got both Punk and Roman wanting his head. For Paul Heyman, his former client, the man he managed for years, just publicly declared that working with Heyman leads to betrayal. That's damaging to Heyman's ability to recruit and control. Rank these 5 perspectives by who's in the worst position after Roman's statement. Give me 1 to 5, with the most screwed being number 1. The potential storylines coming from this are massive. Scenario 1: Punk accepts Roman's offer, they form an uneasy alliance, tensions build between them, eventual betrayal. Classic wrestling story. Scenario 2: Punk refuses, continues fighting alone, eventually gets destroyed, then has to crawl back to Roman and accept. Humiliation arc. Scenario 3: Punk accepts, they successfully destroy the Vision, but then immediately turn on each other for supremacy. Temporary alliance. Scenario 4: This is all Roman's manipulation. He's not really offering help, he's positioning himself to take advantage of the chaos. Double cross. Scenario 5: Punk and Roman form a legitimate partnership that becomes one of the most dominant forces in WWE history. Unlikely but possible. Which scenario do you think WWE is building toward? Or is there a scenario I'm missing? Drop your predictions. Roman's statement also reveals his psychology. He views loyalty through the lens of family exclusively. To Roman, business partnerships will always fail because they lack the blood connection that makes the bloodline strong. That's why he emphasizes family constantly. That's why he's so dismissive of factions like the Vision. To Roman, anything that isn't built on family bonds is inherently weak and destined to crumble. But here's the irony: Roman's own family has betrayed him multiple times. The Usos turned on him. Jey left the bloodline. Solo tried to take over. So is Roman's family loyalty philosophy even valid, or is it hypocrisy? Question: Is Roman's family above all philosophy proven or contradicted by his own bloodline's history? This is a genuine philosophical debate. The comparison to Roman's past with Paul Heyman is crucial to understanding this statement. Roman worked with Heyman for years as his special counsel. That partnership was incredibly successful. Roman became Universal Champion and dominated WWE, but it ended with tension and Roman essentially dismissing Heyman. So when Roman warns Logan about Heyman's manipulation, he's speaking from experience. He knows Heyman's tactics because he was on the receiving end of them. That gives Roman's warning legitimacy. This isn't just trash talk, it's genuine insight into how Heyman operates. Whether Logan is smart enough to listen is another question. Logan Paul's position is fascinating now. He's got CM Punk wanting revenge. He's got Roman Reigns targeting him. He's in a faction that's already showing cracks. Is Logan the most vulnerable person in WWE right now? But Logan is also smart and opportunistic. He didn't become a multi-millionaire celebrity by being stupid. So how does Logan respond to Roman's challenge? Does he double down on the Vision? Does he try to make peace? Does he manipulate the situation to his advantage? The Vision's response to Roman's challenge will be crucial. Paul Heyman needs to address this. Does he dismiss Roman as a non-threat? Does he try to recruit Roman? Does he prepare for war? Heyman's strategic mind versus Roman's strategic mind is a fascinating chess match. Both are master manipulators. Both understand psychology. Both play long games. Who outsmarts who? Should Paul Heyman try to turn Roman's offer into a trap for CM Punk, or should he focus on defending the vision from Roman's threat? Which is the smarter strategy? CM Punk's eventual response is going to be the most important element here. Does he swallow his pride and accept Roman's offer? Does he reject it and continue alone? Does he propose a counteroffer with different terms? Any of these responses creates compelling television. That's what makes this situation so rich with storytelling potential. The backstage reactions from other WWE superstars must be interesting. How does Seth Rollins feel about Roman potentially joining the Punk vs. Vision conflict? What about Drew McIntyre? What about everyone else on Raw? Roman inserting himself into Raw's main storyline when he's primarily a SmackDown star creates inter-brand implications. Are we heading toward another brand warfare angle? Cross-promotional chaos? The crowd reaction when this plays out on live TV will be telling. Will fans support a Punk/Roman alliance? Will they reject it as unnatural? Will they be so invested in seeing the vision destroyed that they accept any alliance? Roman's statement was perfectly calculated for maximum impact. He offered help while insulting Punk. He warned Logan while establishing superiority. He challenged the vision while positioning the bloodline as supreme. Every word served multiple purposes. That's why Roman is the best promo in WWE today. Every statement has layers. Nothing is wasted. Every word is chosen for strategic impact. The potential for Roman to be lying about his offer is very real. He could be setting up Punk for an even bigger betrayal. That would be incredibly on brand for the tribal chief who's betrayed people countless times. But what if Roman is genuine? What if he really does see strategic value in allying with Punk? What if this is about destroying Paul Heyman's influence once and for all? Final questions before we wrap. 1. Should CM Punk accept Roman's alliance offer or refuse on principle? 2. Is Roman being genuine or setting up his own betrayal? 3. Can Roman and Punk coexist without turning on each other? 4. Is Logan Paul in over his head now that Roman's involved? 5. Who benefits most if Punk and Roman actually team up? Give me answers to all 5 questions. Here's my ultimate take. Roman Reigns' response to Logan's betrayal was masterful manipulation that positioned him as the solution to everyone's problems while maintaining his superiority complex. Whether his offer to Punk is genuine or a setup doesn't even matter. Roman controls the narrative either way. This statement proves why Roman has been the most dominant force in WWE for years. He understands psychology, strategy, and positioning better than anyone. Every word was calculated for maximum impact. CM Punk's response will determine the direction of WWE programming for months. An alliance between Punk and Roman would be must-see television. A rejection would be equally compelling. There's no bad outcome here. The vision now has to deal with not just Punk but potentially the bloodline. Logan Paul's betrayal may have awakened forces he can't handle, and Paul Heyman's manipulation is being exposed by someone who knows his tactics intimately. Let me know everything in the comments. Should Punk accept Roman's offer? Is Roman being honest? What's the best outcome? And if you made it this far, drop accept the offer if Punk should team with Roman, or stand alone if Punk should refuse. Subscribe for analysis that understands the layers of Roman's psychology. Like if this breakdown helped you see the manipulation. And share because everyone needs to understand what Roman's really doing. Until next time, never trust offers that come with insults, always question motivations, and I'll see you in the next one.